Okay, so in today's video, there's a couple things that I want to touch on. Um, when you're working with Santa Muerte, by the way, the background thing I ended up painting it black, so it's drying right now. All right, so some of these things were a question that somebody had, and other things are just, well, something that just came up. And before I started this video, I pulled one tarot card from her deck, and I mean, I was already planning on making it just because I ended up replying to the person's question, but I figured, maybe somebody might have the same question and not see the the comment. So, um somebody asked, well, first they asked about flowers, right? They were asking me, does it matter what type? Does she have a favorite? First of all, I want to tell you that everybody's relationship with Santa Muerte is different, okay? Every single person's relationship with her is different. Of course, I've heard, a lot of times people say the same thing. Oh, I've noticed that she likes this or she likes that. There are things that she does like, it's true. But one thing I do know for sure that I feel I can say with confidence is that if you don't like something and you offer it to her just because you think she might like it, she might tell you that in some way she'll let you know that she doesn't want it. Like, make sure that whatever you offer her, it's something that you also like, okay? It's something that, because the altar is also a representation of you, of your energy that you're putting on her altar for her. And I'm not even gonna attempt to describe it because I really didn't gather my thoughts in detail before I made this video. Um, but I can tell you that, like I said, if you don't like something, don't put it on her altar. Now, so far, my experience with her and what I've heard from other people, um, all flowers are fine. Like, she likes all flowers. Um, any color is also fine. Like I said, whatever you like, whatever you want to offer her. Now, something that I did learn through the Introduction to Santa Muerte course that I always mention from Alexis, which honestly I recommend everybody to watch. It's in English. He talks in English. Um, he there says that everything that you put on her altar needs to have a meaning, right? Like, you shouldn't just put things on the altar because, oh, I think it's cute, or I think it matches. Every single thing on her altar has to have a reason why. It has to have a meaning. And so the reason why I bring that up, talking about flowers, is, for example, when since I've been trying to build my relationship with her, because like I already said, I've only been working with her for about a year and a month, basically. So I'm still building a relationship with her, a friendship, right? So I buy her for sometimes yellow roses. Yellow because I have, from my understanding in the past, yellow represents friendship. So like when I put yellow roses on her altar, I tell her, I'm giving you these yellow roses so that our relationship can grow, so that our friendship can grow. That's, you see, so that kind of thing. Um, Something else that's really, really important. Excuse me. Something else that's really important is cleansing, right? I think by default you always think people, of course people cleanse their home. Of course people cleanse their energy. Everybody talks about it. But how often do you really do it? It should be something that you do every single day. Every single day, and even multiple times a day. Um, Protecting your energy is the most important thing that you can do. Um, And your home, of course, okay? Because remember, if you're inviting her into your home, you need to make sure that your home is cleansed, that there isn't any stagnant or negative energies, other things roaming around. You need to make sure that your home is cleansed. Obviously, not only for her, but for you, for your energy, to protect your family, to protect your home, to protect your space. And this next thing I'm going to say is from experience, because I'm like this, okay? This is something it's an ongoing, I don't want to say struggle, but it's an ongoing situation with me. I can be such a perfectionist when it comes to the perfect moment and having all the implements and the perfect time of the day and the perfect lunar cycle to do it. And the advice I'm telling you is the same advice that I give myself when I tell myself, like, just do it, okay? Just do it. Don't wait for the perfect time. Sometimes, ideally, obviously, if, for example, if your house is a mess, right, and you haven't cleaned, before you do a spiritual cleansing and energetic cleansing, you should obviously do a physical cleaning and then do the cleansing, the energetic cleansing. But if you know you're not going to be able to clean for a couple days, if you know that you're not going to be able to get it to the shape, the tip-top shape that you want before the cleansing, just do it. Just do it anyway. It's better that you do it every day, okay, regardless of the state of your house or apartment or whatever space you have. So there is a million things that you can do. I'm going to start off with telling you that you in reality don't need anything. Okay, in my opinion, you don't need anything. You are the greatest tool. Your body is the greatest tool for magic that you can have. Okay, the power of your mind. At nights when you go to bed and you're laying in bed, or if you're sitting on the floor meditating or whatever, whenever you have a quiet moment, you can, there's so many things that you can do. You can envision, your home or your apartment, like, with divine light coming down. It could be gold, it could be white. Imagine, like, if your apartment or your home is glowing, it's protected in the light. If you want to cleanse it, like, sometimes I'll imagine myself or my space, like my home, like water pouring down from the ether, and I'm seeing impurities wash away, like sometimes like black spots washing away. You can encase your space, your apartment, your home, yourself. Imagine it's in a bubble, like in a protective bubble. It's basically warding, right? Warding, WARDING. Google it. There are a lot of different things that you can do with your mind. You can cleanse your space, you can protect your space. Obviously, that aside, something that I love to use is smoke. You could burn bay leaves, you can use sage, you can use palo santo, you can use incense, smoke, right? And you always want to make sure that you get the corners, the dark corners, closets, things like that. That's usually where negative energy concentrates, and where entities also like to go, right? To corners and things like that. Always remember not to be fearful. Don't be fearful, because if there, first of all, it's not good, period. But if there is something negative there, it feeds off your energy. Take your power back. Every single night when I go to bed, I say I take my power back. I call my power back from places, people, things. Empower yourself. Empower yourself. Have courage, okay? And even if you feel fear, because I know that you may feel fear, act brave, okay? Take power of your space. Take the power back of your energy, of your sphere. That there's a sphere around you, an energetic sphere. And that sphere comes in contact with other spheres throughout the day. People you come in contact with. So, all of that to mention, make sure that on a daily basis you are cleansing your space, cleansing yourself, protecting your children, your husband, your pets, There's so many different things that you can do. You can even like let's say if you're gonna clean, for example, you can make like a spray with water, bless the water, put your intentions into the water of whatever you wanted to do. You can add spiritual colognes like Siete Machos, like Florida water. Make sure that, for example, Florida water is great, but at the end of the day, Florida water is simply a cologne. It's alcohol with fragrance. What gives it its power is that people have used it for a certain thing for many, many, many years, and so it has a, I don't know, I guess you could say like an egregore, right? But put what I'm trying to say is put your intention in it. Like let's say you could use water, put in, you can even use your own spray. I mean your own perfume. It's your perfume, and say, with my perfume I charge you, my intention is for you to protect my home, to keep negative energies out, etc. You can even add cascarilla, which is like crushed eggshell powder that you can buy from a botanica. I put some in the sprays also. For example, this right here is a spray that I made for Santa Muerte. It's holy water. That white powder you see is cascarilla. There's a piece of rue. There's a piece of cinnamon. And I added, I think, siete machos, other things. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you can make your own and spray your home. Spray the corners. What else? I'm initiated into Reiki, so I'll also use symbols. Like I'll imagine like Reiki symbols floating in my space. I'll draw them with my finger on the doors of my home. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do. You can even, with that same spray, like that same liquid that I'm telling you to make, or however you want to make it, you can even wash your floors. The other thing you can do is your mirrors of your home, when you cleanse them with Windex. Windex has ammonia. Ammonia cleanses negative energies. Now, I don't recommend using ammonia everywhere all the time, because from what I've heard, from what I understand, it repels everything. Like, for example, energies that you do want to work with, it will repel everything. So just make sure, like, for example, in here around her altar, I don't use ammonia. But you can cleanse your mirrors, and as you're cleansing them, say, I close this portal. Mirrors are portals, okay? So cleanse your mirrors with ammonia, with Windex, and say, I close this portal. I close the portals. What else? Let's see. Something else that somebody asked about was they said that they were seeing like shadows off the corner of their eyes, like that they could tell it was like Santa Muerte type shadow or figure. And actually that's interesting because I haven't seen them maybe in like 2 weeks, but when I made like the first video on my channel, I was seeing them a lot. And I wasn't scared. Like, I would go to bed at night and I would see from the corner of my eye like dark shadows. Now, you need to pay attention, okay? I always tell people your feelings are an alarm system, okay? If you feel like, pay attention to how you feel. Now, obviously, at the same time, if you're a really fearful person, okay, you need to analyze it a little more. Always pay attention to how you feel. I didn't feel it was anything bad. Regardless, like I said, you should be cleansing every single day and protecting and warding and all that. But I have heard before people that work with Santa Muerte, she does like to walk around in your space, especially if you're welcoming her into your home. She will walk around. So I was seeing a lot of like from the corner of my eye like dark shadows, but like I said, I wasn't scared, and I haven't really seen it lately, but that's somebody else, that's what they asked about. The final thing that I want to mention today is trusting her. okay? Trusting her. Along with all the things that you can do to protect yourself, this is the thing. Whenever somebody works with a spirit or a deity, I think that people like expect them to do everything for the person, right? You can't forget the tools at your disposal. I always loved it, the acronym for fear. For fear is forgetting existing assets and resources. Just because you work with an entity, they still want you to take action. You know what I mean? They will always give from them. They will always, help you, but they want you to help yourselves. Okay? It's not like you have tools. There are things that you can do. Empower yourself. Empower yourself. Don't forget the tools that you have. There are so many things that we just want the spirit many times just to do everything for us, and it doesn't work that way, because you will be disappointed. um but yeah, like I was saying, the last thing is trust her. Okay, trust her. If you are doing everything, like I just said, that you can do, and you are also asking her to please, like, there are things that, yeah, that we can do, but then we also ask them for their protection, their divine protection. Trust her. If you're asking her for that, then don't feel fear anymore. Control your fear, control your mind. If you, like I've said in other videos, trust them. Like, really truly trust her. And if you're like me, which I mentioned in another video, of course I want to say I trust her. Yeah, everybody wants to say, yeah, I trust her, but do you really? Like, do you really trust her? If we really trusted them, we would have peace about whatever it is that we're asking, because we're believing that they're going to do it. So along with, you doing your part, ask for their help, ask for her protection, and then trust her. Don't doubt her. And if you do realize that you have doubts, ask her to help you with your doubts. Ask her to help you have more faith. And my battery's about to die, so that's all for now.